think you're
Well,
muted.
hopefully, I, I hope
You're,
not.
you're good. You're good now.
Oh, good. I'm bumbling my way through it. Everyone on a mobile phone for the first time, doing it all myself. So hopefully, I've got this. Yeah, I've succeeded thus far.
Yeah, you're doing great.
So, how are you, Mr. Cruz?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Kind of early in the morning around here, but it's good.
You look like you've just woken up.
Well, about an hour ago, so yeah.
Oh, you've been up for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
So, so what does Mr. Cruz do first thing in the morning?
Not go live.
Oh, it's half the fun, isn't it? Something different.
Yeah.
Just, just
Well,
throw
it's a
it out
good
there, and
chance to get with you and to catch up.
yeah. Well, it's appreciated,
Yeah.
and but it's about half an hour before sunset, and the sunset's way in the distance there, and but it's all overcast, so it's sort of looks a bit gloomy, sort of look. It's all grey look, but that's what it is.
Well, it looks good on the camera though. I mean, it's not too
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Sometimes when it's really sunny, it's just too bright. So at least now you can actually sort of see vivid colours more, where
Yeah.
instead
Oh,
of
we,
getting
we
glared, you know.
you got a visitor coming over. Looks like. Oh.
Oh yeah, I've got. They all just want to. You got milk? You got milk fingers? They all just want milk. It's just that time of day when they're going. We want milk. Um, Good morning, Leon. Thank you very much for calling in. And yes, I know we're a little bit later than normal because I had to do a bit later because Chris Cruz decided to join, and so to
My
fit in with the time zones, we had to sort of make it a little bit more appropriate. I don't think Chris wants to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
bad.
so,
No.
so,
Well, I'll watch
so,
the replay.
yeah, yeah. So, that's what we're doing. Is yeah. I was just talking to Chris yesterday, and I didn't realise that you'd had all military service and stuff. So I was talking to you a bit about yesterday, and I was really tired as buggery getting back from Perth. Um,
How did that go, by the
and
way?
oh, you wouldn't you wouldn't believe what happened. I had my appointment, and they had to send me off for X-rays. And I got to the X-ray department, and they go, "We got to X-ray your elbows." And no, I'm here for knees. And they said, "No, you're here for elbows." So I went back to the front counter again just to make sure. And yep, I was there for elbows, not for knees. And I was just hoping, please be for knees, because yeah, I was there for elbows. And of course, the problem with elbows, the doctor's words were, as they've always said, is that they can only really help elbows for little old ladies. They can't help it for brawny dudes that actually want to do stuff. And so basically, what I have, I just got to live with, and you just slowly lose your mobility. Like I've got limited angles of work there on my right arm, and my left one's starting to go now. But that's just what happens. Is there's nothing they can do surgically to do anything for elbows, and yeah, it's just one of those things. But he saw me hobbling around, and he was saying, "You really need to see a doctor about your knees." And I said, "Yeah, that's what I was trying. That's what I was here for, hoping I would see knees." And yeah, the thing is, when they send out the letter to inform you that you got to go to the hospital to see the surgeon, it doesn't specify what the orthopedics is for, and so usually people have either a knee or something that they see an orthopedic for. But for me, because it's both arms and both legs, it doesn't specify what it's actually for. And so it's kind of, I was just really hoping in anticipation that, yes, it's knees, it's knees, it's knees. And yeah, no, it wasn't, it was elbow. So I was like, I was like a balloon that got popped and all fizzed out. So yeah, I've got a few more tests to do and stuff on my arm and for nerve the nerve conductivity test things to do on the arm to make sure the nerves aren't getting, because I get a lot of pain down my arm, and they've got to try and, well, they'll isolate it out whether it's actually a compressing of the nerve with the arthritis or whether it's just arthritic pain that I'm getting down the arm. And so we just do a test just to, work out what it actually is. And of course, if it's a nerve getting a bit restricted, well, then they can fix that, but they can't do anything about the joints themselves. Knees and every other joint in your body pretty much can get done, but elbows, no. So for anyone out there, please don't get buggered elbows, because you just can't. The doctors just can't do anything. They just can't make material strong enough, apparently, for people's elbows. So that's just the way it is. Knees, yes, no problem. Hips and all that sort of stuff, not a problem. But elbows, no. So yeah, just some information for everyone. Please don't get arthritis in your elbows. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a fizz out, but obviously the drive there and back just knocks the hell out of us, and it's a 2-day trip for us to go to the hospital. And it's kind of funny because it's only for, if they're on time, you're only there for like half an hour or something, and you talk for 10 minutes, and it's like it's all over, and it's like, wow, I've gone through all of this effort just for this. And it's like, yep. And last night when I was talking to you, it was after we got back from Perth, and it was like, we're absolutely beat. And then my brain wasn't working very good. And when you were talking about engineering and stuff in the Air Force, it was like, of course the military departments have their engineers that build stuff, like they've had them in the different armed forces for like building bridges and housing and bases and anything that needs to be built, it's got to be engineered.
Yeah.
And it's obviously super important, but after those circumstances of being after a long drive and all the rest of it, wasn't thinking straight. It's just what it is. But obviously I appreciate anyone that's contributed and done their thing like obviously you have. So congratulations and well done, and thank you. And even though I'm on the other side of the world, it all helps out the common goals of trying to do the good things in the world, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I said, I got to spend some time with some Aussies when I was in the military. So
Yeah.
that was fun.
Oh, that would have been the best part.
Yeah, they're fun guys. I mean, always had great stories, and we'd always play pinochle and euchre and stuff, and they were fun.
Any two up?
No, I think it was more along the lines we were teaching them how to do certain things. It wasn't them teaching us anything.
Because normally the Aussies are good at getting in the gambling stuff.
Yeah, it was more. We were in the day room where it was heavily watched. So there's a lot of people around. We're like, yeah, let's try to be.
Yeah. No, that's right. These are certainly happy little calves, though. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been down there for a long time doing a live stream because, of course, Chalk used to always be with us, but she's got a job at the moment. So, and normally we do it on Mondays anyway. But yeah, obviously I had to go to Perth, and that was the end of that. And I totally forgot about the Monday live stream, what day of the week it was. I was just told, like, get in the car, we're going to go away. And it was like, yeah, no worries. And I just didn't think of what day it was. It was like, oh, shit, I was meant to do a live stream today. And it was like, oh well, I'll put a notice up there saying that I forgot all about it. And besides, obviously, I was away, and it was just the way circumstances were. But, yeah, that's the way it is. But I did I launched that contract on Grove, and we now have, it actually functions and does its thing, but there's a problem within the contract. So basically, I've got to go through the process again. Hopefully they'll do better testing this time. and make sure the problem that is there isn't there. But as far as trading goes, you can, like it all works and functions and does its thing. So you can obviously do buys and sells and stuff. But yeah, there is a inherent problem within the contract. But yeah, it's such is life where you got to go through the fun of airdropping everything again and relaunching. But for the sake of holders, it doesn't really make any difference. Because it all functions and does its thing anyway. So, but yeah, obviously this tech space is just, I've been pulling my hair out. You see how it's receding?
You need to be careful. You don't have a lot going on out there in the future.
Yeah, it's all starting to disappear, you see.
Yeah, stop pulling your hair out. You need them all.
So that's just what happens, and such is life, where, things don't obviously go as smoothly as what one would like, but that's just inherent of the space. When you're in the crypto environment, that's just it's just part and parcel, isn't it? Like you obviously can get a bit annoyed or whatever, but the reality is that's just what happens. And yeah, so but at least it's functioning and doing its thing, yes, so that's good. Like it could have been worse. And so fortunately it's not that bad.
Oh yeah.
But our grass is just starting to grow really good now because it's warming up. Because we're obviously coming into spring now. Well, we're in spring now. So our rains have dropped off, and the days have warmed up, and in the distance, where are we looking? Right about there somewhere. There's the. Can you see this? Oh no, it must be over that way. There's the sun gleaming through the clouds.
No,
Right,
I don't see it.
Can't quite see it on the camera. It's right about where my finger is, but yeah, the sun's just poking through the clouds over there. It's kind of a where you get the sun rays coming down. Hello, little girls and boys. Oh no, moo. But yeah, it's the grass is looking good at this time of year. It's starting to, obviously show its spring fresh, so it's growing good, and yeah, it's just that time of the year. So it's when you get less stress, because obviously when it's cold and stormy sort of stuff is when the care of the animals takes a whole lot more than other times. I've been wondering when they would go for a run, because normally at this time of the evening they'll do laps up and down the paddock, but they've just a whole bunch of them have run up there. There's still quite a few down here. And there's Chuck Norris. Yeah, Chuck Norris. He's in here. And but he's an abandoned beef calf where he lost his mum. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, so I haven't really got that much else to say, except for hopefully I'll get this other contract pretty damn soon, because it'd be just nice to have some stability for a change. I just don't have to do stuff, because I've got other things I want to do after this, but I'm sort of hogtied at the moment, just waiting to get this out of the way, and then I can move on to doing the other things that I want to do. But at the moment we're sort of just stuck. It's what happens when you have these little problems that pop up.
Do you have a time frame? Do you have a time frame when everything will be taken care of? Or?
I know, you would think I would know, but no, I don't even. Trying to get communication with techs is so hard. I'm just playing the waiting game, but yeah, there's just nothing I can do. It's their responsibility. It was their thing that they done, and that's Grove Blockchain, of course. It's their developers doing their thing. They did the contract, and so it's their responsibility to correct the issue that there is. So yeah, we're just. But like I said, it's trading. It's doing its thing. Like it's perfectly fine as far as that's concerned. So everything's all safe and done. But there's still an issue within the contract that needs to be resolved. But of course, that means relaunching. So and it's worth doing that. It's just got to be done right. Obviously, I wanted it done right the first time, but it's out of my hands because, like, if I had my own developers that I've used before, they're for whether it's life pressures or whatever, I don't know. But I never had issues before. But of course, these things happen to the best of people, and it's just the way it is. It's just you just got to build bridges, move on, and yeah, getting a few running around up there now. They're starting to do their.
Oh, I can see them in the distance.
Yeah. They start doing their exercise runs where they end up going back and forth, back and forth. Happy little buggers. That's the way they should be.
Yeah.
See, this is what we try and do, but through good times and hard, obviously we still do what we do. But it's certainly testing. But especially with the blockchain stuff and all of that, when who knows what's going on there. You obviously know a lot more than what I do, but obviously we're all in a holding pattern still for whatever they're doing on that side of stuff. So you never know. But yeah. So yeah, I'm still alive. I haven't been on live streams that much lately. I've just had too many other things, whatever it might be. It's just
I haven't either. I haven't been on the Friday download with Nick. I've been on, but I haven't had time with really any of the other times. I wasn't able to do the Sunday one that I normally do last week, so I might not be able to do this one this week. So we'll see how it goes.
What are you doing on your life then, Chris? If you're not doing so much of that stuff,
working on things,
doing real stuff.
Yeah, doing real world stuff.
No, well, you got to do these things, don't you? Like it's just
yeah, you got to pay the bills, man.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, no, there's always life's things, like it. No matter what you're doing, it can't just be all of one thing. It's got to obviously have a balance, and obviously there's life's things that pop up that keep it real. Obviously, like you say, you got bills to pay and whatever to do, so you can't just talk shit all the time. It's got to be you got to find your things that you got to do to get through. But yeah. Anyway, I don't really know what else I have to say.
I don't know. I think it's good that people get to see you out there with the cows and everything. So
I hope so. Yeah. I haven't been out here for a while because each time it seemed to be all stormy, but now it's all overcast, but it's good. At least not windy, and it's typical what happens in winter here. Obviously, where we get the winter storms and stuff, and so when it's like that, you just can't be here doing what we're doing. That's the last few times I was sheltered inside, even though it's not really that stormy, but it doesn't take to be that stormy to not be able to do video or sound outside. A little bit of wind and just buggers it all up. And I don't think everyone wants to hear all wind noise all the time.
That's
probably
true.
Better than listening. It's probably better than listening to me.
Well, yeah, that's one thing that I didn't think about. I thought the wind would be blowing and everything, but it seems totally fine.
Yeah, it's really calm at the moment. It's good. Yeah. There's just a very, very gentle sort of wafty here and there, but it's definitely not. Yeah, it's good. But obviously, you're listening through my headset, and it's fairly good on the wind. But you just don't want to be out here in too much wind because otherwise, all you hear is wind noise, and it's just shocking. Mm-hmm. It's not good. Hello, Mr. Mercer. I thought you'd be asleep by now, Jason. What are you doing? You decided to pop up because he's a couple of hours behind me, in front of me, I should say.
Hi, Jason.
So he's getting closer to bedtime, you see, and he works really hard. So, but he's younger than me though, because like I'm his dad, so he's younger than what I am.
Oh yeah, those young guys, I'm telling you, you either love them or you hate them. It's like, they're out there, they're doing everything that you used to do. He's going to bed soon.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about it because I was talking about the live stream and that, and it was saying I'm not sure whether I can actually make it because he's really buggered at the moment. So, but he hung in there. You stuck it out. Good to see you. Don't spread fun. Yeah, but fun's fun. You know, like that's why we're a part of the Fudders group, because it's all fun, isn't it? Just to
everything
be in
is
the
fun.
FUD.
Everything's fun. Everything, even if it's true, it's fun. So
it's funny that it's funny how it's only people's perception of something to whether it's FUD or not. It's, you know, like you can say the truth and people call it FUD, and yet, you know, like you're just saying facts of exactly what it is, and yet people get all like shitty about it, and it's like, okay, well, I'm telling you the way that it is.
You're hurting their emotions by telling them facts. They'd rather live without facts. So
you got to stay in this little bubble of protection, you know, where there's no one hurts them. Well, it's all right. It's half the fun, especially when you're in the crypto space. It's just full of keyboard warriors and speculations and agendas and narratives and you name it. And it's just like, yeah, whatever. Is this live on CKL? No, not unless Chris has done that. I don't
have the normal thing up in the corner where I can stream it to my audience. It's you know when you go in there and it's got the tab up in the corner where it says stream to your audience. It doesn't say that on my side.
I've never seen that. I know that I'm just going to Chalks and to mine, but but I didn't get Chris on live stream.
Is this a paid StreamYard? Because I think you can only do 2 if it's not paid for.
Oh yeah, no, I'm free, of course.
Okay, yeah. I think you can only do 2. It wouldn't even let me do it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's because I'm a tight ass, Jason.
Well, it's expensive. It's expensive to do like the paid version.
I wouldn't doubt that. Like, obviously, you can do that sort of stuff if you're more advanced in your project or something like that. Like, you could get some sort of, because obviously someone has to pay the bills, you know. So it's just the way it is, isn't it? Like,
nobody pays me for it, and I have mine.
Yeah, well, but you're rich. You've got like 20 Bitcoin sitting there. You're right.
I don't sell my Bitcoin. My kids got my Bitcoin.
But whose problem is that? Why make it my problem? Yeah. Like that sounds like a Chris problem to me.
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna have to go sue my kids to get it.
What a bloody shit of a problem to have. Oh, I've got bloody 20 odd Bitcoin. Oh, what a damn shame. I'm just kicking myself. I just wish I didn't have those bloody Bitcoin.
It's the other way around. I wish I had them back.
Yeah, well, you know that kids is a one-way ticket, don't you? Like you giveth and you'll never getteth back. Like, so it just is what it is.
You know what? If they keep them and they do, you know, it might be something really great for them in the future. But then it might be like, this Bitcoin stuff's worthless. What was Dad thinking?
It's just one of those things, isn't it? Where, you know, it's got its chances of doing something. It's got its chances of not. I don't know. Like, I'm sure the outlook is pretty good. You know, if Bitcoin has major problems, then I think that everything else would have some serious problems, because obviously it's everything else is an alt to Bitcoin. So, who knows? We'll just have to see as time goes on. But I'm going to walk out of the paddock at the moment when the little calf decides to move, and because I'm having trouble standing. Jason just asked me how I went at the specialist. I talked about it earlier on, Jace, and said that just briefly, I went and seen the orthopedic. I was hoping the appointment was about my knees, but it was actually an appointment about my elbows, so I didn't really achieve much at all. So, yeah, at the moment, he's seen me hobbling and realised that I need to see a knee doctor, but he wasn't the knee doctor. So he's put me on the list to try and fast track me. And, because obviously he sees that, I'm not really walking around very good. So, if nothing else, at least he was aware, and well, he said it to me, and he was aware of the situation, and goes, well, you need to see a knee doctor. And he right away, we had a message on, because we got this like app thing that links to the hospitals that when they put in like referrals and stuff, and we got that straight away to say that, like basically he's done the referral for us to see the knee doctor. And so that's good, no, don't be sorry. It's just life, The thing that is confusing is that when you have appointments to see like an orthopedic surgeon, right? Normally someone goes to see an orthopedic like with one knee or something is wrong with one joint. But for me, I've got 2 arms and 2 legs that are buggered. And but on the letter that they send out, it's like a generic letter that says that you got this appointment with the orthopedic, but it doesn't say whether it's upper limb or legs. And so because I've been onto my GP about getting the leg doctor, that we just sort of took it for granted that I was going to see him about my knees. And yeah, it was about elbows again. So yeah, obviously, yeah, such is life where you just got to you just keep trucking on, doing what you're doing, don't you? It's just the way it is. But I'm all right now because I'm sitting down on the quad bike, so it's good now. Been standing up for a little while, it's like buggers me.
Yeah, but, I can imagine.
But everyone has their issues. I get that. Like it's you don't get however old and done a lot in your life and be able to run and jump and play golf and all that sort of stuff if you're beating yourself up too much.
That's true. Very true.
It's just what happens, isn't it? I've done stuff. And when I see the doctors, they laugh at me. Well, they don't laugh like, haha, sucked in. They laugh like, how the hell did someone get 2 buggered arms and 2 buggered legs and a buggered back and all this other stuff? And they're just like, how the hell do you do that? Because normally with elbows, because it's an unloaded joint, they say that usually people might have their dominant arm get affected, but not both arms. But I've always been, doing stuff on drill rigs and stuff with both arms. And so consequently, I've blown out both arms. My right one's worse than my left because I'm right-handed. But, that's unfortunately just the way it is. No one tells you when you're a kid that, like if you bugger your elbows, that's it. You got no arms. It's like, yeah, no, if only Dad would say that stuff to you. Yeah. I get a few things like they try and tell you like, don't beat yourself up too much because it'll come back to haunt you. Oh yeah, we know that. We get that one. Or your past injuries and stuff, and it comes to get you. But yeah, it's life goes on. It if nothing else, it gives you a more holistic view on people's positions. Usually people that have got it easy and never had trials and tribulations don't really see what others are going through and just take life for granted. But I feel a lot for what other people do and how they feel, and That's why I have a lot of people on direct message on Discord that have their own personal problems, and they talk to me about it and whatever, and we just bounce off each other, and it's all good. So thanks to both of you. I'm reading very small print. Thanks to both of you for both of you being the adults in the conversations and trying to maintain a minimum level of civility. Can you decipher that?
No, I think he's just saying that, not everybody, everybody seems to freak out or get upset or throw grenades at each other and stuff like that. And I think it's just like, hey, let's see what happens.
Oh,
There's no need to flip out on each other and everything like that.
No, that's exactly right. No, Leon's an awesome dude. He's been helping us a lot in the project for what I've been doing for a long time now. He's as far as investors go, he's just been amazing. Of course, and amazing support. So thank you very much, Leon. We're obviously doing what we're doing, and but. It's like what you see in the wars going on at the moment. Like in Australia, they were just talking on the news, on a talkback show type thing, saying about how people get mentally affected, of traumatized in Australia, for like kids and stuff of what they see going on in like Israel. And it was like, it's almost like they're just too cushioned because we never ever have those things happen in Australia, and so they've been so protected that when they see threats around the world, which is like a long way away from here, it mentally disturbs people even living in Australia or in the US or wherever, and it becomes distressing to people to see that. But it's just because we don't have those wars and stuff on our doorstep. We've been sheltered from that for so long, and a lot of people get like that after a period of time. And of course, then we start delving into politics, and we're not going there.
Well, the thing about politics is that I'd say that what I try to tell my kids, family, and stuff, just try to keep an open mind. Just try to keep an open mind. I mean, I don't think everybody this side or that side, they're not trying to, who knows what they're trying to do, but let's see if whatever crazy idea that we think is stupid, what was their intentions, things like that. So don't immediately jump to one conclusion or the other. Do it with politics and do it with your life, and the thing that concerns me is that it seems like we've always had things crazy going on in the world. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It just seems that social media makes it more accessible than it was when we were younger. So,
especially when they're showing things on like live streaming and stuff like that, and showing the grotesqueness, where it's very easy, like back in the day, to see a newspaper report like 2 weeks after the occurrence and just see it in print. But this is live right now, and people are seeing it, and so it's right in your face. It's on your phone. It's there right now. Getting that impact that you never used to be able to achieve out of media broadcasting as what it is now. And that's the thing that like terrorists and that are using to their advantage, is the fact that people don't want to see that shit, of course, but now they can actually push it in your face. Like they can get it to everyone. Well, everyone that's exposed to it, whether they're intentionally clicking on it or not, it's there that they can access that information, that visual impact immediately. And it's exactly what you said. And the media stuff has just changed the whole landscape. The internet, the mobile phones, it's just, and of course the apps that you run on your phones. It's not like having your old mobile phone where you're just playing Snake. Like Oh, so there you go. Oh, I'm getting told off again. Hold on. I'll shut up.
No, you're fine. You're fine. We're good.
You tell Jason that.
Yeah, him and our buds. I told him. I said, "Tell your dad." No, I didn't. He's just messing with you.
I know that, but I'm shutting up now.
But I see what you're saying. I mean, that's the only problem that I have is that, like, a lot of people tell me, and people say, "Oh, this younger generation and everything like that," and it's like, I don't see it like that. I don't see that the younger generation's worse. I see the younger generation, they have a lot more to deal with than what we had to. So I don't see it so much as, they're softer or anything like that. They're putting up with a lot of stuff. A lot of things are more convenient for them. Yeah. They don't have it as tough as our generations did and what we had to do, but I don't know. Are you still not talking?
That's right. I just don't want to butt in.
Oh.
Hey, the thing is that back in our day, we never had access to this sort of information pushed in our face.
Right.
There's, like a lot of kids now have mobile phones. I'm sure Jason's kids have mobile phones. My kids do, and I'm sure your kids do too. And they've all got access to content, which is obviously way more than what we ever had, because we never had a bloody phone. There was no such thing as a mobile phone, or computers or the internet. Here we go.
But that's another thing. I mean, that's all to think about, because we dealt with what was in front of us and around us. Now they're dealing with things around the world and, a lot of different things. So,
and things were only heard on the 6 o'clock news.
Yeah.
And
you even think about that. How much of that wasn't like garbage? You know how the news nowadays is like they have a certain slant towards what they're doing and everything. How many in the 6 o'clock news? That's all we watched. And how do we not know that they weren't, manipulating us back then too? So,
well, there was a lot of fear campaigns when I was little, either of nuclear bombs or that we were going into an ice age.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, what someone said the other day, they said we all went from plastic, or we went from paper bags to plastic to save the rainforest, and then now we're back to away from plastic to bags to save the global warming. So it's like just every 50 years we're just changing around, and it's because I remember when we were kids, we were like, oh my God, we can't get paid. People were getting, I can't believe that you're using paper bags. And we're like, oh, okay. And now it's plastic. Oh, okay. And then now it's like, I can't believe you were using plastic bags. It's like, okay.
But it's all well and good to use paper bags and stuff, but where does the paper come from? Like, like obviously it's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah. And that's what, when we were kids, I'm serious. It was shocking to me when I got older and I traveled a lot more. Like, they were like, we're destroying the planet. We're not going to have enough. We're cutting down way too many trees. We're destroying the planet. And then I swear, like, everywhere I went, I was like, look at all these trees. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. There's so many damn trees, but we're killing ourselves. I've gone so many places where there were thousands and thousands of trees to people, and you're like, okay, but who knows? But I guess it was a fear thing back then, And then we had the Ice Age, remember? And it was like, I remember seeing something like in 1990 we would be in a full ice age.
Yeah.
Like, really?
But I know there's been so many little scientist predictions that have just never even come close to becoming reality. And it was like, how long do people need to keep falling for this? But every time you get a new generation and it's the new religion of the day. And it's just like, far out, here we go again. I'm sure there's impacts around the world that aren't good. Yes, I get that. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
yeah, you don't want to, you want to be a good steward of your environment, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what.
I know it's not where I live. You know, I know where I live is good.
Yeah, and people say, "Oh, that's terrible," and I think it tends to be people that maybe live closer to cities and stuff that feel like that. Because where I live, man, we have beautiful sunsets. We have animals. We have all kinds of stuff. We have. I mean, we're out there. We have trees and everything like that. It's very. I wouldn't say farmish. It's pretty much backwoods-ish, but they. It just seems like we're always in this situation where it's like the world is going to end, and to me, I find it just completely arrogant because I feel like this planet will do away with us before we do away with the planet. Because because this planet is way too big to be there. We're nothing compared to this planet. This planet will change and evolve, and we'll either change and evolve with the planet or we'll go extinct. That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah. It's just so, yeah, you can look back in your own lifetime and you go, especially if you've been living in the same area for your lifetime, and you go, I remember back then you used to get, hotter days, colder days, whatever it might be to suit your narrative. But seriously, your lifetime scale of things is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is like even human existence on the earth is only a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Like it's absolutely nothing.
Did you see Jason's comment there? He said,
"Yeah, I see that.
That is the truth. I've actually seen that. I've been like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Well,
but it's amazing
all the plastic and everything like that with the masks. Now they have masks in the ocean and all that stuff, and it's like,
yeah, I know. It's just humans are our own worst enemy. Like it seriously is just like whatever is the fad of the moment, whether it was, like you say, with the pandemic and all you got was masks everywhere. And like they just changed their point of fear when it was always fear about the environment. And it still is to a degree, of course. But of course, when you look at elections, like there's a New Zealand election going on now, and the environment isn't even registering on their election at the moment. Whereas, in the previous elections, it was all about environment. And that's why they got a radical left into government. Whereas now it's just, where's the environment talk? It's all talk on other issues. And it's kind of funny how the pendulum swings so much. It's amazing how it happens. But it's getting rather dark here. As you can see, I'm fading away. So I think we can call it a night for me and a morning for you. And thank you very much for you turning up, Chris. It's obviously hugely appreciated. And Jason for putting me in my spot.
Yeah.
There's what you find with the planet is that there's always a yin and yang. Like if you have too much of one thing, then you'll get another thing that will help compensate for it. And so, to a degree, you can get things. I'm sure there is some changes that are not so good, yes. But am I the scientific expert on that? No, and unfortunately, no one has been yet to be able to predict what's actually happening or going to happen. Whenever I've ever heard it in my lifetime of what some scientists have said, it's always been the opposite. It's never happened. Like I don't know, like, but I don't know. It's just playing on people's fears and emotions. It's annoying how whether it be the governments or different persuasive groups or whatever it might be, just pushing on people's emotions and just creating fear and anxiety. It's just stupid. Like, just live your life. Like, come on. But anyway, Yes. Anyway, thank you very much, Chris, for I can do this. I can put that on there. Look at that.
There you go.
Yeah, okay. And please smash the like and comment. There you go. I'd love to get a comment. Please leave a comment if you feel like something. I'll reply to all my comments. So, not financial advice. Yeah, nothing in what I've said has anything to do with financial stuff. So there you
Yeah.
go. Oh, geez, now that's stuck on my screen. I know if I touch it again, it disappears. Good. No, I'm just figuring out where to get to my exit thing. All right,
buddy.
I found it.
I'll let you go.
Thank you so much, Chris, for turning up. Cheers for your help and or for just your participation. Thank you very much. I know you're a busy lad these days, so it's greatly appreciated. Thank you, and thank you everyone else for turning up. Any parting words, Chris?
No, just well, enjoy your night. I'll enjoy my day.
I will. Take care, everyone.
Bye,
Love you
guys.
all. See ya.